Okay, hello everyone. This is just a channel update slash general chat about stuff I feel like chatting about video. Haven't done one in a little while, and as much as I can, I like to keep you guys informed about stuff. And it's easier to do it this way than to discuss it just in my LP videos because, well, not all of you follow the same LPs. Like, for instance, I'm pretty sure a lot of the Kaiserreich fans on the channel don't follow the More Oblivion and vice versa. So anyway, first and foremost, as of the date of recording, we have 770 subscribers, so, yeah, welcome new people. It's good to have you guys on board. In fact, actually, I'm beginning to wonder, if perhaps one of my videos has sort of popped up in the related tab on something that's actually popular, because last month I got around 250 subs actually, which after going through Google Analytics and stuff like that, that actually comes to about the same amount of subscriptions I got in 1 month. Okay, I got the same amount of subscriptions in 1 month as I did in the first 4 or 5 months of this channel put together. So yeah, I call shenanigans on that, but I guess I shouldn't really complain either way. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. So yeah, thanks everyone. Give it a couple more months, we might even make it to 1,000, and won't that be insane? So yeah, anyway, in other news, the channel should be getting a nice flashy makeover actually quite soon, thanks to Kokoni, Super Kokoni as his name tag is on YouTube. Who has kindly offered to make a new design for me. And from what I've seen so far that he's already showed me, it looks pretty freaking awesome. So, yeah, expect a new flashy paint job at some point in the future. In the meantime, I suggest you all go and check out Kokoni's channel, because he does all sorts of great stuff, including Let's Plays of his own. He does this 3D work, and he does a whole bunch of really cool musical compositions. He's actually done, like, theme tunes and stuff for other Let's Players like Squee and Inferno and Varex and stuff like that. So yeah, go have a look at that. He's a pretty talented bloke. So yeah, anyway, Let's Play wise, I'm actually pretty pleased with how everything's going actually for the moment. For instance, in spite of hitting the 120 videos mark, actually, contrary to what I may have thought previously, More Oblivion's getting increasingly more fun to record, which is actually pretty great. I kind of figured the longer it would go on, the less interested I would get in it, but that's not the case at all, actually. Same kind of goes for Kaiserreich, really, actually, because the campaign in that is hotting up quite a lot, and it's getting pretty exciting. As far as Morrowind goes, I've got a little bit more of it recorded, but I haven't actually found any time yet to upload it. Up until now, I've been taking Sundays off, but I may just start uploading Morrowind then instead. And also I'm going to be doing some more SCP stuff in the near future. Yeah, so I guess that could probably go up on the Sunday too, actually. The Saturday videos, the Let's Randomly Play ones, are as difficult to upload as ever, really. But I'm getting a bit better at managing my recording and uploading schedule when it comes to them, so it's actually not that quite so much of a chore anymore. And I know you guys like long videos, as you keep reminding me, so I'm going to keep at it for as long as I can. In fact, actually, speaking of long videos, I've decided to start uploading More Oblivion in 15-minute chunks as opposed to 10 minutes, which you probably will have already noticed by now, because the latest video will be up by now, I think, and it'll be 15 minutes long. It's mainly because people, keep saying they want to see more, and while I can't give you like 20 to 30 minutes a day, just because, the upload's too big, I can give you around 15 minutes as a sort of compromise, without extending the upload time too much. What else? One or two people have already asked about Hidden and Dangerous, and to them all I can say is that I have no idea when I will record some more, much less when I'll upload it. I've got plenty of stuff to do on my plate already, but if there comes a weekend where I haven't managed to record an hour-long sesh, then I'll see if I can't throw up a bit more of that for you instead, I guess. So, future plans in terms of LPs. Like I said, I've got some more SCP stuff in the works, just as soon as I can actually pluck up the courage to record some more of the damn fucking thing. Also, Skyrim, as I said in my 500 subscribers video, is still going to happen at some point. However, it's going to be quite complex, very, very RP heavy, and I'm planning a lot of it in advance. Right now, I'm still kind of working out the details, really. Plus, it'll obviously have to wait until one of the main weekday slots is free again. Kaiserreich is more than likely to finish before More Oblivion does. But in spite of that, I don't know if I'll replace it with Skyrim, since I think having 3 Elder Scrolls related LPs on the go all at the same time is a bit much, even for me. I'm a big fan of variety, after all, since it prevents things from getting kind of stale, you know? I know you guys like Elder Scrolls stuff, but you know, if you're recording it constantly, it can get pretty dull, I'm going to be honest, even for me, who's a huge Elder Scrolls fan. So, I do actually have some sort of Fallout Let's Play planned at some point, but right now it's even sketchier than Skyrim is, and so yeah, what am I going to replace Kaiserreich with? I don't really know yet. I'll more than likely do some more Kaiserreich in the distant future, as in another Kaiserreich Let's Play, but definitely not straight away. I might do a blind Let's Play of one of the games that I haven't actually played yet. Because I would quite often, not so much these days, but I've in the past bought games around sort of Christmas time and that sort of thing, which were on sale, and never actually got around to playing them or installing them. Because I've got stuff like the Witcher games, I've got Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I've also got L.A. Noire, none of which I've actually played yet. Not that I don't want to, I've just never gotten round to it, because I just don't have enough time, or disk space for that matter. I'm also strongly considering a Stalker Let's Play, actually. Shadow of Chernobyl it'll probably be. I have Shadow of Chernobyl and I have Call of Pripyat, but Shadow of Chernobyl is the only one I've played a bit of so far, and it would make more sense to start with that first, since I think it's the first game. So anyway, yeah, I'm thinking of doing a bit of Stalker at some point, because I love that game to fucking bits, and it is a great game to Let's Play. Or I'm thinking of doing something maybe Total War related, like maybe some Romus Rectum 2 or something, because people seem to really like that when I put it up as a weekend video. But yeah, this is all kind of a long way off, really, at the end of the day. But I'm just sort of thinking ahead. Pays to do that sometimes. The other thing I wanted to mention was Dawnguard. Now, this actually does have some relevance to the channel, and I'm going to explain why. It comes out pretty damn soon, and I don't remember exactly when. It's literally a few days now, I think, as of the date of recording, anyway. Naturally, I'm going to want to include it in any Skyrim LP that I do in the future. The problem is, I'm incredibly strapped for cash. I've mentioned it before, but for those of you that don't know, I'm going to Norwich in September to study illustration at university. Now, while I've applied for a student loan from the government to make sure I don't, die of hunger or anything, they're still notoriously late in paying you for the full amount you're supposed to have, and it still only covers a bare minimum living cost, So, right now I'm saving up everything I can to use as a sort of reserve, in case things go kind of tits up, financially speaking, which they more than likely will. This means, however, unfortunately, that I essentially have nothing to spend on LP stuff at all, which, for example, includes things like Dawnguard, as well as more important stuff like, recording equipment and upgrades for the computer, especially in terms of disk space and hard drives and stuff, since there's soon going to come a point where I'll have so many videos saved on here that I will completely run out of room for recording new ones. The More Oblivion folder alone on this computer, this is the converted videos, mind you, not the raw fraps ones, because they're huge. The More Oblivion folder is exceptionally huge. Hang on a minute, my door's being a pain. Hang on. Right. Professional as ever, me. So, where was I? Yeah, anyway, yeah, so I basically... my hard drive's reaching critical mass in terms of the number of videos I have saved on it and stuff. Yeah, and more importantly, however, there's this other small kind of issue. I actually do need to get my hands on a laptop for uni. I don't actually have a laptop. You may find surprising or whatever. I mean, a lot of people do have laptops, but I don't. I did have a laptop ages ago, but it was really crap one, and it broke. It then became completely beyond repair because I actually, as part of my foundation diploma in art and design, as part of one of my coursework pieces, I actually chopped the laptop up and used the bits of it to make things with. So yeah, I basically, bottom line is I don't have a laptop and I'm tired, so I keep going off on tangents. Now, but I do need to get my hands on a laptop of some kind for uni, both for my course itself, because I will need to be doing digital things as well as, you know, typing notes up in lectures and this, that, and the other, and also for LP purposes. Since right now the whole situation regarding like accommodation and stuff and actually taking my PC with me to Norwich in September is still kind of a bit up in the air. So to cut a lot of shit short, worst case scenario, when I go to Norwich in September, my LPing career will essentially have to cease. But the best case scenario is that everything stays roughly as it is now, but I won't have any real funds to spend on LPing. Now, unfortunately, this kind of inevitably brings me to a touchy subject. It's one I've been meaning to bring up for a little while now, but I keep putting it off. LPing is a hobby, okay. It's a fun thing I do in my spare time. Now, granted, it's sometimes a lot of work to do, and it's more than worth its weight in bandwidth. But ultimately, you know, it's pretty satisfying, and I'm glad you guys have all come along for the ride. However, while primarily I do this for fun, and always will primarily do it for fun, I never, as a general rule, do anything if it's not fun. I have to recognise the cost of the hobby itself, and, you know, I have the utmost respect for LPers like, you know, Variax or Squee, you know, who've been making their amazing videos for fucking years, without even asking for so much as a thanks in return, you know? Honestly, their humbleness when it comes to this sort of thing is kind of a, well, without sounding too gushy, it's a lesson in humility we could all kind of benefit from, really, and I really do mean that. They are such brilliant blokes. Now, in an ideal world, I would love to be just like them, and so far I've followed their example as best I can. I'd like to think, but the truth is, you know, this is not an ideal world, and, you know, unfortunately, I do have other considerations to take in mind when it comes to LPing, like the ones I just mentioned, with regards to uni and stuff like that. And to that end, I will soon be setting up a PayPal account which people can donate to. I'll put a link to it or whatever on my channel page. Now, I'm not going to pressure anyone into anything at all. In fact, the thought of doing that kind of disgusts me. However, if you happen to have some spare cash, even if it's just a couple of quid or a fiver, then feel free to donate if you feel inclined to do so. You know, every little helps, and I really do mean that. You know, even if you donate like freaking 50p or something, you know, every little does help, and, you know, every little bit, no matter how small, helps me to help you, basically, by, you know, supporting my ability to continue making videos for us all to enjoy, you know, you guys and me, because I enjoy making them. Naturally, as well, though, it goes without saying that anything donated will obviously be saved and spent only on the channel and our Let's Plays. I say our LPs, by the way, because at the end of the day, what's an LP without his audience, I suppose? I mean, I can safely say that I seriously just wouldn't still be doing this if it weren't for you guys watching and supporting my sort of amateurish, slightly awful videos, especially when it comes to the early More Oblivion ones, which are... You know, so yeah, I don't know exactly when I'll be setting this up, but it'll probably be quite soon. You know, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, so I suppose to round this off on a bit of a more positive note, I've been doing some serious thinking about the possibility of live streams. Now, if you don't know what they are, and I suppose there's a good chance you maybe don't, if you do, just humour me. It's where basically I just play some games and generally kind of dick about, kind of like my LPs, but just far more relaxed, you know. The thing is, it's all done live on the internet, and you guys are basically able to come and watch, and there's a little chat room and stuff, so you can all like just discuss stuff and chill out, and you can actually, the great thing about it is you can actually talk to me directly while I'm playing and, you know, stuff and streaming to you guys on the site, you know. And you can talk directly to me, and you know, since I'll be able to read the chat and respond while I'm playing. You see, now I've watched plenty of other streams before, and they're really, 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 really awesome. I think it's a really cool thing to do. In fact, in many cases, in a lot of senses, it's actually kind of almost more fun than just standard kind of Let's Plays. You know, because, well, you know, it can be quite interactive in a way you just don't get with Let's Plays, you know, I mean, because we can sit there and we can talk to one another and we can play games that you guys feel like watching, you know, and just, you know, generally mess about and have fun, you know. Now, obviously there's a potential hitch with this, you know, because since it's live, everyone who wants to watch it kind of needs to be on there at the same time. So when I actually do the stream, so basically I kind of need to get an idea of how many of you would be willing to actually turn up at the stream when it's on, and then if there's enough interest, we can kind of work out what good times would be to do it. Since I know a great deal of you are actually in the US, according to Google Analytics, anyway. And, you know, time zones and stuff can make these things kind of a bit iffy. So, yeah, if you think it'd be cool to come and watch a stream with me, then let me know in the comments section. You will actually have to say, you know, if you'd like to see it or not, because I'm not telepathic, you see, so, otherwise, I just won't do it, since it takes a fair amount of effort, and more importantly, it takes a crap load of bandwidth to do these things, so, you know, anyway, I think that's pretty much it, actually. This is a pretty long update video, I think I get the impression. I'm not entirely sure how long I've actually been recording for, but there was a lot of stuff to say. So anyway, have a nice day, everybody, I guess, and I'll see you lot again soon. Ta-ra. Oh, and before I forget,
there is one more thing. It's been emotional.